My husband used our entire 10th anniversary fund to buy his mom a diamond necklace, and when I found the receipt, he said I should be grateful. I'm Alisa. If you've ever felt like second place in your own marriage, please hit that like button, subscribe to Alisa Revenge Stories, and turn on notifications because what I did next made his entire family never speak to me again. I still remember the exact moment I found out. It was a Tuesday. Our anniversary was on Saturday. 10 years. 10 years of being his wife, his support system, his everything. For months, I had been saving. Not just money, but ideas. We had this jar in our kitchen, a stupid mason jar with anniversary trip written on it in my handwriting. Every extra dollar from my freelance work went in there. Jason would throw in his spare change and say, "For us, babe. 10 years deserves something big." We had $3,200 in that jar. I counted it the week before. We were going to drive up to Napa. Just the two of us. No kids. My sister was going to watch our son, Ethan. No, his mother. Just us. For the first time in 3 years. That Tuesday, I was doing laundry. Jason's jeans. I always check the pockets because he leaves receipts everywhere. And there it was. A small black velvet box receipt folded inside. K. Jewelers. $2,850. White gold diamond pendant necklace. My heart actually stopped. For a second, I thought, oh my God, he bought it for me. For our anniversary. 10 years, diamond necklace. I actually smiled. I felt guilty for snooping. I ran upstairs to our bedroom, looking for the box. It wasn't in his closet. Not in his drawer. Not anywhere. So I texted him. Hey, found the K receipt. You sneaky man. He texted back almost instantly. We need to talk tonight. That feeling in your stomach when you know something is wrong? That cold, sinking feeling? That's what I had all day. He came home at 7 p.m. Ethan was doing homework. Jason didn't even say hi to him. He just looked at me and said, "We need to talk in the bedroom. My name is Alisa and I'm 42 years old, and I have never felt smaller than I did in the next 5 minutes." He closed the door. He couldn't even look at me. He said, "Mom's birthday was last week. You know how much she's done for us. I wanted to do something special for her. She never gets anything nice." I just stared at him. "You used our anniversary money?" "It's not just anniversary money, Alisa. It's family money. My mom's family. She's been so depressed since Dad died. She cried when she opened it. You should have seen her." "Jason, that was $3,200. That was our trip. Our 10 years. You took it without asking me." He rolled his eyes. The eye roll. "That was it for me. Don't be so selfish, Alisa. It's just a trip. We can go next year. My mom is 68. How many more birthdays does she have? You should be grateful she loves us so much. Most mother-in-laws hate their daughter-in-laws. Grateful." He wanted me to be grateful that he stole our anniversary to buy his mother jewelry that cost almost $3,000. I said, "Where did you get the rest of the money? The jar had $3,200. He hesitated. I took an extra $500 from savings. Our savings. Ethan's braces savings. I didn't scream. I wanted to, but I didn't. I just walked out of the bedroom, went downstairs, helped Ethan with his math homework while my hands were shaking so bad I couldn't hold the pencil. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept hearing his mom's voice from Sunday dinner the week before. She had looked right at me across the table and said, "A good wife knows her husband's family comes first." My daughter-in-law before you never understood that. Jason had laughed. He had laughed and said, "Alisa's learning, Mom." Learning. I had been learning for 10 years. Learning to cook her favorite pot roast every Sunday. Learning to bite my tongue when she criticized my parenting. Learning to smile when she called me Jason's little freelancer like my job wasn't real. The next morning, Wednesday, Jason left for work like nothing happened. He kissed my forehead. "Don't be mad. You'll understand when you're older." I'm 3 years older than him. After he left, I made coffee and sat at our kitchen island. And then I saw it. His laptop. Open. He never leaves it open. He had been looking at jewelry. Not just that necklace. He had a whole browser history. A Cartier bracelet. $1,200. Earrings. $900. All bought in the last 6 months. All from our joint account. All while telling me we needed to tighten our budget because Ethan needed new shoes. How much had he spent on her? I started adding. My hands were shaking again. $2,850 plus $1,200 plus $900. And there were more. A Macy's receipt for a $400 coat. For her. Over $5,000 in 6 months. Our anniversary trip. Ethan's summer camp. My new laptop that I needed for work that he said we couldn't afford. All on his mother. And that's when I got a text. From his mother. Linda. The text said, "Thank you for letting Jason be so generous, Alisa dear. That necklace is stunning. You raised such a good boy. Maybe next year he can get you something nice too. LOL. LOL. She typed LOL. I sat there in my kitchen, reading that text over and over. And something inside me just clicked. It wasn't sadness anymore. It wasn't anger. It was clarity. For 10 years, I had been the understanding wife. The patient daughter-in-law. The one who always said it's okay and family first. No more. If Jason wanted to spend our anniversary money on his mommy's jewelry, fine. He could. But I was going to make sure this was an anniversary he would never, ever forget. And I knew exactly where to start. Because Linda had a very big, very expensive secret, and she had no idea that I knew about it. The text from Linda was still glowing on my phone screen. Maybe next year he can get you something nice too. LOL. I read it 3 times. My thumb was hovering over the reply button. I wanted to type something nasty. I wanted to call Jason and scream. Old Alisa would have cried. But this new Alisa, the one who just realized her husband had spent over $5,000 of their family's money on his mother behind her back, did something different. I screenshotted it. And then I went to my closet. On the top shelf, hidden behind our winter coats, was a small showbox. Inside that showbox were not shoes. It was my evidence box. I know that sounds crazy. But when you live with a man like Jason and a mother-in-law like Linda, you start keeping receipts. Literally. 6 months ago, Linda had asked me to help her with her phone. She said she couldn't figure out how to pay her electric bill online. Alisa dear, you're so good with computers, she had said in that sweet voice she uses when she wants something. I went to her house. That house. The house she always says is falling apart, that she can't afford to fix. I was on her laptop paying her bill when a notification popped up. Facebook Marketplace. Your listing sold, vintage diamond brooch, $2,200. I froze. I clicked it before I could stop myself. Her sold history. It wasn't just one brooch. It was 6 items in the last year. My father-in-law's old coin collection that Jason thought was lost. His vintage watch that Jason thought his mom had kept for sentimental reasons. His tools. His fishing gear. All sold. Over $11,000 worth of stuff. Stuff that was supposed to be part of Jason's inheritance. Stuff that Linda said she was keeping to remember him by. And where did that money go? I found that too. A second email tab was open. A booking confirmation. For a cruise. A singles cruise for seniors. 7 nights, Caribbean. $3,800. For 2 people. Linda was not a depressed, broke, lonely widow who needed her son to buy her jewelry. Linda was a woman with a secret boyfriend named Ron from Boca and a secret bank account full of cash from selling her dead husband's things. She had been playing us. Both of us. Telling Jason she was broke and lonely so he would send money and buy gifts, while she was selling off his father's things behind his back to go on a cruise with Ron. I had never told Jason. Because I knew what he would say. You're jealous of my mom, Alisa. You're making things up. But now he had stolen Ethan's brace's money to buy her a diamond necklace while she had $11,000 hidden away. I sat on my bedroom floor with that showbox open and I cried for the first time that day. Not because I was sad. Because I was so angry at myself for being so blind. I called my best friend, Sarah. She picked up on the second ring. Alisa. What's wrong? Did you know? I whispered. Did you know Jason was giving her money? There was a pause. That pause told me everything. Sarah. Alisa, he told me not to tell you. He said you wouldn't understand. He said Linda was going to lose her house. Lose her house. She was about to go on a Caribbean cruise. That was it. That was the moment my heart broke and then rebuilt itself into something harder. I'm done, I told Sarah. I'm done being the good guy. What's your plan? Sarah asked. Because Sarah knows me. She knows when Alisa goes quiet, Alisa is planning. Our anniversary party, I said. On Saturday. Jason had insisted we still have it. A small backyard barbecue. He invited his mom, of course. His sister. All of his family. He said, we can still celebrate 10 years, even without the trip. It's about family. He meant his family. I'm going to give Linda her real anniversary gift, I said. For the next 2 days, I was the perfect wife. I smiled. I made Jason's favorite lasagna. I even told him, you're right, your mom loved the necklace. I'm sorry I overreacted. He looked so relieved. He hugged me. See? I knew you'd understand. That's my girl. His girl. I wanted to throw up. Thursday night, while he was sleeping, I got to work. I printed everything. The K receipt. The other jewelry receipts I found hidden in his truck. The Facebook Marketplace screenshots I had taken months ago at Linda's house. The cruise booking I had forwarded to myself. The bank transfer history from our joint account to Linda's emergency fund, $500 a month for a year. $6,000. Plus $5,000 in jewelry. $11,000 total. The exact same amount she made from selling her husband's things. I put it all in a beautiful gift bag. A big, shiny, silver gift bag with tissue paper. I even put a card on it. It said, Happy 10th anniversary to us, love, Alisa and Jason. Friday morning, I went to K Jewelers. The sweet girl at the counter remembered Jason. Oh, the diamond pendant. Your husband has such good taste. I smiled. He does. I need to return it. Her face fell. Return it? Yes. It was bought with money stolen from our son's medical fund. So I need the full $2,850 back. Today. Her eyes went wide. She didn't ask another question. She processed the return. $2,850 back in our account. Plus I had the necklace. No, I gave it back. I didn't want her to have it. I wanted Jason to have to tell her himself that it was gone. Saturday arrived. The backyard was decorated. Balloons that said 10 years. Burgers on the grill. Linda arrived first, wearing the necklace. Of course she was wearing the necklace. It sparkled in the sun. She made sure everyone saw it. Oh Alisa dear, she said loudly, hugging me. Jason told me you were a little upset about my gift. But a good wife understands. Family first. Jason stood behind her, nodding, smiling. Everyone was there. His sister, his cousins, even Ron from Boca. Yes, she brought Ron. The secret boyfriend who wasn't so secret anymore, apparently. Jason stood up to give a toast. He had a beer in his hand. To 10 years. To my beautiful wife Alisa, who is finally learning what family means. Everyone clapped. Linda clapped the loudest, her new diamonds catching the light. I stood up. I had the silver gift bag in my hand. Thank you, Jason, I said. My voice was shaking, but not from nerves. From power. I also have a gift. For your mom. Since we spent our anniversary money on her, I thought we should celebrate her properly. Linda's smile got bigger. Oh, Alisa. I handed her the bag. Open it. In front of everyone. Since family shares everything, right? She pulled out the tissue paper. And then she pulled out the first piece of paper. Her face went completely white. Because it wasn't a gift. It was the receipt for her cruise. And I was just getting started. Linda's hand was shaking. She was holding the cruise booking confirmation. The one that said Linda and Ron, Caribbean Romance Cruise, Balcony Suite, $3,800. The backyard went completely silent. You could hear the burgers sizzling on the grill. What is this?" Linda whispered. Jason leaned over. "Mom, what is it?" I didn't let her answer. I pulled out the next paper from the gift bag. And the next one. And laid them out on the picnic table one by one, like I was laying down a winning poker hand. "This," I said, my voice clear now, loud enough for everyone to hear, "is the Facebook Marketplace receipt for Dad's coin collection. The one you told Jason you lost in the move. You sold it for $2,200. This is Dad's vintage Rolex. The one Jason wanted to give Ethan when he turned 18. You sold it for $1,800. This is his tool set. His fishing boat. All of it. $11,000 worth of his things. All sold in the last year." Jason's sister, Melissa, gasped. "Mom, what is she talking about?" Linda's face was red now. "Alisa, how dare you go through my private things? Jason, are you going to let her talk to your mother this way?" Jason finally found his voice. "Alisa, what the hell are you doing? This is our anniversary party. I'm celebrating family," I said. I looked right at him. "You said family first, right? So let's talk about family money." I pulled out the last stack of papers. Our bank statements. $6,000. 12 payments of $500 from our joint account to your mom's emergency house fund. Plus $5,350 in jewelry. Cartier, K, Macy's. All in the last 6 months. I turned to everyone. While Jason told me we couldn't afford Ethan's braces. While he told me we needed to cancel our anniversary trip to Napa for our 10-year anniversary. While he told me we had to tighten our budget. Melissa picked up one of the bank statements. Her eyes went wide. "Jason, you told me Mom was about to lose the house." Linda was now full-on crying. But not sad crying. Angry crying. I did not lose the house. I needed that money. Ron and we have plans. Ron from Boca, who had been quietly eating a burger in the corner, suddenly became very interested in leaving. "Linda, you told me you were financially independent." And that was the twist no one saw coming. Not even me. Ron stood up. "Linda told me her son was a very successful businessman who bought her whatever she wanted. She told me Jason owned 2 houses. Jason looked like he'd been slapped." "Mom, what?" Linda was cornered. The diamonds, the cruise, the lies, all of it was out in the sun. I took a deep breath. My name is Alisa, and for 10 years I had been the quiet one. The one who kept the peace. Today, I was the one telling the truth. I returned the necklace. "Linda," I said quietly. I placed the K Jewelers return receipt on the table. $2,850. It's back in our son's savings account. Where it belongs. Jason stared at the receipt. "You returned my gift." "That was my gift to my mother." "No, Jason. It was our son's braces. It was our anniversary. You stole it. Just like your mom stole your dad's things and sold them behind your back." That was the moment Jason finally understood. He looked at his mother, still wearing that diamond necklace that was no longer paid for, and he saw her. Really saw her. Not the sad, lonely widow. But a woman who had manipulated her own son for money while sitting on $11,000. "Did you really sell Dad's watch?" he asked her, his voice breaking. That watch was his dad's pride and joy. Linda didn't answer. She just clutched her necklace. Melissa stood up. "Mom, Dad wanted Jason to have that watch. How could you?" I didn't need to say anything else. The family did it for me. The whispers started. The judgment. Ron walked out. Melissa took her kids and left. Linda sat there alone at the table full of evidence, her diamond necklace suddenly looking very cheap. Jason didn't talk to me for 2 days. He slept on the couch. I let him. On Monday morning, he came into the kitchen. His eyes were red. He had been crying. "I'm sorry," he whispered. "My mom. I called the cruise company. It's real. She really was going. With all of Dad's stuff money. And I gave her our money on top of it. I'm so sorry, Alisa. I looked at my husband. The man I had married 10 years ago. He wasn't a bad man. He was just a weak man who wanted his mommy to love him. Jason, I said, I love you. But I will not be second place in my own marriage anymore. And our son will not go without braces so your mother can go on a romance cruise. He nodded. He actually nodded and cried. Here's what happened next, and this is the justice part everyone loves. 1. Jason and I went to the bank. We opened separate accounts. Joint for bills, separate for personal. He agreed that any gift over $100 has to be discussed. He signed a paper. My name is Alisa and I now have a paper trail. 2. I sent Linda a certified letter. Return the rest of the jewelry Jason bought, or I will file a small claims case for misuse of marital funds. She returned the bracelet and the earrings within a week. $2,100 back. 3. And this is my favorite part. I took that $2,100, plus the $2,850 from the necklace, and I booked 2 tickets. Not to Napa. To Hawaii. For me and Ethan. For 2 weeks. While Jason stayed home and thought about what family first really means. Linda. She didn't get to go on her cruise. Ron dumped her when he found out she lied about being rich. She tried to call Jason every day for a month. He didn't answer for 3 weeks. When he finally did, he told her she could see Ethan, but only at our house, and only if she apologized to me. She hasn't apologized yet. And that's okay. Because last Saturday, I was sitting on a beach in Maui with my son, watching the sunset. He has his braces now, by the way. Shiny and new. And he looked at me and said, Mom, this is the best anniversary ever. And it was. Because for the first time in 10 years, I celebrated myself. If you've ever had to put your foot down with family, tell me in the comments below. I read every single one. Have you ever had an in-law like Linda? What did you do? And please, if you felt my story, hit that like button, subscribe to Alisa Revenge Stories for more true revenge stories every week, and turn on that notification bell so you never miss how Alisa gets her justice. Thank you for listening to my story. I'm Alisa, and I'll see you in the next one.